for today's cup of coffee?
I want to boil myself alive. Make sure I am like Red Lobster, salted garlic butter. Get that real tasty goodness. Dig a hole. Put myself in it for like 6 days. Make sure I am like properly sun bleached. And just put myself in a tub of hot water again.
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
And then just dig a hole and just lay in it. And then there we go. Don't have to deal with shit anymore.
For today's cup of coffee, we're going to do a bit of a rant.
It's been a day.
It has been a day. And also a question. You're like, what the hell has this got to do with the paranormal?
I'm fucking hurting. That's what it has to do with the paranormal. The paranormal hurts you just as much as physical pain hurts you.
Well, it can't.
The ghosts cause physical pain. They cause physical pain, man.
It's a matter of talking about spirits. And, you know, there are the spirits within people. Then there are spirits that are just active with, you know, on the earth plane. Sometimes
you understand it now? You understand it now? You got it? Yeah?
So we have had to rethink a lot of things over the past week, which has to do with health care. And as somebody that had 3.5 years of nursing, one of the questions that I had is, does that profession have a tendency to draw people that have God complexes and or sadism? Now, this can be true of many
I will
fields.
belch in their general direction.
And
I will belch in their general direction.
No. And it's one of those, I ended up in the ER Saturday night because of the, tooth abscess. And that is one of those where we had people that were totally non-empathetic. And I did make my voice heard today because I'm like that. When people do not speak up and speak out, a lot of times that's why these things persist. And had one of parents' worst experiences today when kid got up this morning and he's like, I have a pain in my side, I need to go to urgent care. Because kid will avoid the doctor like the plague. Mm-hmm. And so from our clinic's urgent care, they sent him to the ER because he had symptoms that could have suggested either gallbladder issues or an appendix, neither of which were something that we needed. Mm-mm. Kid was in severe pain.
Still am.
Still is. And it was an experience that took, what was it, about 3 or 4 hours that we were there?
It was a long ass time. It was a long morning.
And so at least the people that worked with him were a whole hell of a lot better than the ones that worked with me Saturday night.
All together with the whole morning with both,
mm-hmm.
doctors or whatever.
It started about 9 o'clock.
6 or 7 hours.
Well, we got home about 5:30-ish.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it was...
Hell on wheels.
These things could be streamlined. And as somebody who has worked in... sewing...
I hurt myself again. I can't sneeze. I can't laugh. I can't cough.
I can't shit.
Ow. Ow.
But as somebody who has worked in a sewing factory in the past, I've done damn near anything and everything in the past. A lot of the medical services could be streamlined. Now, honestly, these people are very inefficient with their time and other people's time.
Pipeline.
Well, no, it just needs to be redone totally, completely. Now, as far as the triage portion of it, they did that pretty good. But when you're sitting in a room waiting, and they turned on the damn air conditioning.
I was fine with that. I just wish I had socks.
There was a lady that was kind enough to bring us some heated blankets. She was kind.
Heated blankets. They were wonderful.
And kid did have to have CT scan, which showed that there was no appendicitis. There was not a gallbladder issue. He does have a kidney stone, but it's not moving. That was not the cause of it. So
They did offer me painkillers, but I declined because I wanted to further prove my point as far as I'm not fucking seeking. I just want to know what the fuck was wrong with me.
well, it was just a matter of Advil works better than a lot of the other stuff anyhow. I mean, we've had that. It works better for us, you know. But within that, I did express my opinion, which was that some of these people profile patients. They look at them and they assume, and that's it, period. They assume.
And because we're not, well, you know, I'm not one of these. Neither one of us are one of those people that like dress to the nines 24/7.
No, I see no point in it. I'm a practical person. And it's
My main beanie has horns on it. That's as far as dressing up as I got.
But, you know, it's just one of those that Appalachian culture is different. And the lady that took care of kid today explained that it has been a nightmare for them for several months because a lot of the physicians that they're getting in there that work in the ER are not from here.
Yeah, so they have no idea what we're like.
They have no idea of this culture.
They have no fucking clue.
And that anybody who has become so jaded that they automatically assume that somebody is coming in seeking, you know, painkillers or some narcotics or something like that. No, and that was one of the things. Kid was panicked. He literally was having panic attacks because he thought he was another one that was going to be, you know, targeted as far as potential addict or whatever. He doesn't look like an addict at all. And it's also one of those that even people who have addiction issues, they get sick too. And that they deserve medical treatment. I mean, my God, addiction is an illness and deserves to have treatment. We just don't have the correct treatment facilities around here. But within that, you know, and I was researching this a few days ago about the sadism. Now, sadism is deriving pain or pleasure from other people's pain. Mm-hmm. In certain, if you want to go as far as like Marquis de Sade and that type thing, then that was a matter of, you know, sexual gratification through the pain of others. And that's, we won't get into the BDSM because kids not comfortable discussing those things.
Not around you.
But within that, and I have seen this for a long time, that's why I had to get out of nursing. Because when you've got somebody that is so jaded that and has no empathy, that can tell somebody, you know, that they're dying and then start talking about their golf game, that person, do they really need to be in that profession?
No.
But likewise, on the flip side of it, it doesn't do well for somebody who has too much empathy, because they will absolutely clusterfuck themselves mentally and become ineffective.
Now, the people that I got today, that was there today,
Sure,
that treated me, they were really nice.
They were. And so you have to have a healthy balance. And that healthy balance a lot of times is not, you know, it's not there.
Of course, then again, a lot of the time, daytime shift is a lot better than nighttime shift.
Well, it depends on where you are. But a little bit, and it's not, when you have to do the things that have to be done in the medical profession, I'm not saying that some people don't enjoy doing vita punctures. That is a necessary thing. There are some people that are very skilled at it and those that are not. So you want to do that with the consideration that you are poking a hole in another human being. So I don't know. And then there's some people that they will sit there and dig to find a vein. And I'm like, oh, hell no. If you cannot hit that vein on the second stick, go and get somebody else that can.
Yeah.
For somebody to continue to sit there for their purpose, for their training or whatever, while they make somebody suffer, I'd say that puts them in the realm of sadist.
Yeah. No. That's a hell no for me.
Yeah, I've seen them do it. I have seen people do some really heinous things to other people.
No.
Now, does it take, like I said, I don't know that it's sadism. I think it's professionalism that somebody can do what needs to be done, even though it is painful. And God knows that for whatever reason, science has not advanced to the point in the medical field where we haven't found some kind of technique that's not horribly painful. There's got to be better ways to do some of these things.
Yeah.
But Kid apparently had pulled muscles there a couple of days ago, didn't recognize it, did other things.
Tore or pulled.
Yeah, it's either, one or the other. And it had done something else to aggravate it. So after we got the diagnosis that he didn't have some kind of dreaded something that was going to require surgery, it was just like, okay, now we know what it is, and went and got arnica gel and, heating pad, got some of the little icy things that you put in the freezer so we can alternate hot and cold. He's got Advil, ibuprofen, because we buy the generic everything. So,
Yes.
But
I fell asleep on the heating pad and then I got too hot.
But it's like, does it behoove us to have somebody that has a touch of sadism in them to perform correctly in the medical field? And I don't know, maybe it's more the God complex. I've thought about this a lot, and it's like surgeons, when you are opening someone's body up, is it just a matter of emotional numbing?
I don't know.
I mean, I think it's fascinating, but could I do it to somebody? Hell no, I could not do that.
Completely dissociate from them.
Maybe. And maybe it's like a mechanic. Maybe they view bodies as just vehicles, which they are, but still yet.
But it's what we have to live in.
It is, and those vehicles have nerve endings and emotions and stuff like that.
Imagine how cool it was if we could not, feel pain.
There are people that have that. I can't remember what the name of the disorder is.
I'd be perfectly fine with that.
Oh, no. Because if you can't feel physical pain, then you can be injured severely and not know it. And that has happened before. Like if they step on something sharp or whatever. I mean, when we step on something, that's an ow, and we automatically withdraw the foot. Yes. And I know that one of the stories I had heard was someone had put their hand on something really hot and didn't know it and had severe burns. That's one of the things that they check with the diabetes, is because that you can lose sensation in your feet and stuff. And then that's what happens with people, that they can wear blisters and then they get the gangrene and lose body parts and stuff because they couldn't feel that there was an injury to the area. So it does happen, which is kind of horrifying. And I know that everybody out there has had a shit experience with medical professionals at some point.
Yeah, I had one glue my eye shut.
Well, that was... Oh, God, look, small
Put
child.
fucking Vaseline on his eyelashes, you dipshit.
Honestly, the doctor looked at me because Kid had gashed right below his eyebrow, and he looked at me, and I'm like, glue it, because there's no way in hell that you could numb that or suture a 3-year-old. Can you imagine trying to hold a 3-year-old down to suture it when you couldn't numb it? And so I just look at it, it's like, glue it. Dermabond. I should have bought stock years ago. But I didn't know that I had to tell the man to put Vaseline on your eyelids.
And lashes.
Well, I mean,
So my eye was half masked for a week.
Well, it wore off after a couple of weeks. At least you weren't blinded, and that was where he had jumped from dresser to bed, 1950s furniture, sharp corners.
Those were not child safe.
No, it was not.
They were wanting to kill those children.
Oh. But I will tell you, and it's not just the medical profession that you have people that are just cold-hearted. And maybe that's what I'm looking for more than sadism, that they are just cold-hearted.
Mm-hmm.
At least that's what we call them around here. I don't know what they call them around other places. It sort of goes into that. Are they, I don't want to say psychopaths, but of that.
Sociopath?
Possibly. Well, the sociopaths have a tendency to have more behavioral problems than the psychopaths do. That they believe everybody is here for their benefit, and they really don't see the humanity in another person. They don't have the ability to have empathy. That's frightening to me.
Yeah.
These are the lizard people. I really think that the ones that are the most cold-hearted, I think they're lizard people.
I don't say that all of them are lizard people, but...
Well, I mean, think about it. Lizards are very much cold-blooded. So, why not?
There are some lizards that are actually very friendly, though, and they're very loving.
They may appear that way, but so can psychopaths. Yeah, because
you can have a pet lizard and it love you, and it cuddle with you.
Well, now we're talking about a totally different thing, but actual reptiles versus the reptilians. So this is like psychopaths. But how they say that, but. But sadists within the medical field. Now we know they exist within the court systems.
We
My
don't have
God,
experience with that today, though.
No, we had experience about that the other day.
Yeah, when you went.
Night shift. Kid, honestly, with him to have the panic attack because of the experience that I had Saturday night. You know, which I know how to deal with assholes. I've had to do that. I was paid to deal with assholes.
And I don't deal with conflict well.
No.
At all. I try to avoid it at all time.
But it was also a matter of going, hey, this was the experience that I had this night. This is why this kid is having a panic attack today. So, you know, yes, I will speak. I advocate well for myself, and I do it well for others. Because they need to know. I didn't yell and scream and cuss.
I just want to go boil myself alive in the tub.
So we are very much interested in your all's thoughts and your experiences with sadists within the medical profession, or what you think about, whether or not that it helps to have a touch of sadism to work in that profession. Mm-hmm. Like I said, you can't be totally empathetic.
No, if you're too empathetic with people, like if you're too soft-hearted with people, you're gonna be hurt left and right. Right.
And you can learn the skills and the techniques that it takes to be proficient within that field and not hurt people any more than necessary.
Like, you can emotionally distance yourself enough from from the patient.
You truly do.
But still keep a element of empathy.
Sure. I mean, that is not a job that you can carry home with you, which is another reason that I needed to get out of that, because even 30-some years later, I can tell you almost every patient that I had.
Believe it or not, in hair, you can't take some of that shit home with you.
No, you can't.
Because some of those clients... That's their therapy session.
Yes, it is.
And they tell you some heavy shit sometimes, and it's like...
That's where you had to redirect the conversation.
I am doing your hair. I am not. I do not have a psychology degree.
Nor do I.
Nor do I want one. I am doing fucking hair. I don't need to know how your fifth uncle, twice removed, like, got shot and killed in the back of the head. No one ever's told me that, but...
I was going to say, now, I would find that story interesting, but that's just me. If they need therapy, there's several bars in the area. Of course, this is what we had. We had something we were listening to, Little John, before we started recording with the shots. It's a good song. Everybody needs to listen to it occasionally.
Why does UK have these slim, dangerous benches? Well, at least I can go to school without being shot and killed in it.
Don't watch TikTok. It'll rot your brain.
Yeah, that's good. That's a trend going on TikTok.
Yeah, oh God, help.
I like their sense of humor, though. I do. I like Britain's sense of humor.
But we wanted to explore, even as far as fears. We do that frequently, as far as exploring different fears and what to do about them. And, I'm over here doing coping skills with Kid while he was having, the panic, which I'm trained to do that.
The medical field is something that I will never get over. I will never get that fear away from me.
But it is necessary.
It's necessary, but I ain't gonna stop being afraid of it.
No, but it's like at this current time, that was the provider that worked with Kid today was saying one of the reasons that everything was taking so long is that they had just a tremendous amount of people leaving.
A mass exodus.
Absolutely,
is what they said.
from the medical profession. And it's like, well, if you try to force people to do stuff that they don't want to do, yeah.
Yep.
And it's, yeah. So that leaves the people doing what we do, which is home remedies and herbal remedies and homeopathy and different things like that. But we've done that for years. We try to avoid the medical whatever.
Is it time for me to go sit and rot in the tub of salted water?
Are you through pontificating for a day?
I'm done with today.
Yeah, I can understand that. But yeah, let us know your experiences, because you talk about horror. That is one of the greatest, that is one of the most scary things when you have a loved one, especially a kid that is in pain, is unwell. Oldest kid has scared the hell out of me before, truly, with different, I won't discuss what the particular medical issues were, but absolutely scared the hell out of me. That was one of those, I went in with prayer shawl, and it was just everything. And you talk about praying, I didn't care who came in the room. They could either join me in prayer or they could get out till I was finished. Mm-hmm. And kid walked out of the hospital, not because of me, but because of God. This other kid walked out of hospital today, not because of me, but because of God. And we are very grateful people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And the swelling in my face has gone down tremendously, so I am a grateful people. No, I don't look freakishly deformed.
You know the Ed, and Eddie with the jawbreakers and how their cheeks were just out there? Yeah.
So, this is our cup today, dealing with really, really spooky shit on a earth level. And you never know what kind of spirit somebody is going to have on them, in them, attached to them. But we were blessed today for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So if you've got experiences, the paranormal, supernatural encounters with UFOs, cryptids, aliens, sadistic medical peoples, if you got local, regional, or family myths or legends, that's the reason a lot of hospitals are haunted.
Evil, you're coming to tell you that she's evil.
Listen to Little John do the shot.
Listen to Lana Del Rey's version of Doing Time.
Oh, God. You can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream at gmail.com.
Email?
Cup of coffee.
That's the form. That is the form of communication. Email.
It's Orlando's Cup of Coffee with Scream at gmail.com.
It's not Orlando's, it's just Cup of Coffee.
Cup of Coffee with Scream at gmail.com. If you don't get it by now, it's in the description.
I have every right to be out there today. Out there. I need more coffee.
I have the right to be out there
Yes,
too.
you do.
By damn it.
Yes, you do. So you all have a beautiful, blessed day. Know that you're loved. Know that somebody gives a damn that you're on this planet, because we do. If you have prayer requests or something like that, same email address. We'll definitely pray with you.
Yeah.
Pray for you.
One of the nurses was poking my horns today.
He made a beanie that has horns on it. And there was one person that noticed or had the balls to say something about the beanie.
She loved it.
Yes, she did, because she was probably one of us.
More than likely.
Yes, they get us. So,
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and hit that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. You understand what the notification button is for. Subscribe, comment, and like.
all the good stuff.
I don't remember what else
It's
I
okay.
saved.
It's okay.
You get the spiel. Thank you all for coming. Have a good.
And in the backdrop, minus the stethoscope, yes, that is my pocketbook. I carry that daily, which I thought, you've got blinged out old school doctor bag. Hell yeah, I'm all about it.
Evil.
You all have a beautiful, blessed day. We'll see you on the next cup. Bye. Shot, 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 shot.
Ah!